Well, hello, my soul friends. Welcome to the Soul Nurturer channel. It's Victoria. How are you? I don't know about you, but gosh, the last few months, my, let's say, soul fire has gone very dim, you know? And I'm a pretty bright light in the world, but my light had been dim. And I wonder how you've been feeling. I want to talk about the new moon in Sagittarius and welcoming you all to Sagittarius season, since this is my first video of the Sagittarius season. And I also, this is a transformational offering. This channel is about transformation, soul work, navigating the human experience, a soul having a human experience from the lens of that soul wisdom. So welcome, welcome. If this is your first time, I hope you stick around. I might have a special offering at the very end of this video. So if you watch all the way to the end, you may get a little invitation. Okay. All right. So I'll tell you, I'm recording this a little late. I'd like to do these 3 days before the new moon or the lunation cycle, but it was Thanksgiving where I live in the United States, and I'm filled with gratitude today. It was exactly what I needed to start stoking the fire again, to ignite those possibilities. And I really believe that's what this new moon in Sagittarius is going to offer us. So I'll get to the new moon in just a moment, but I want to first of all say happy birthday to my Sagittarius friends out there. This is your season. Your season to shine. I think of our birthdays as our personal New Year's. So time to reflect and look at where you're at and what you want to create with your new year. And this beautiful new moon is going to really support you in that. So happy birthday. Let me know. First of all viewers, please let me know where you're viewing from. I love that. But let me know if it's your birthday, and I will wish you a special birthday and a special happy solar return. It's your power time. Okay. So yeah, Sagittarius season of, I want to talk a little bit about Sagittarius. I meant to look up famous people who are Sagittarius because I like to teach from a place of like role modeling. Like, oh, okay, I get it. That's how I've been learning the symbolic language of I almost said psychology, that too, astrology, since I was a kid, to help track the world, to help understand, and mostly to help understand myself. And that is what the symbolic language of astrology does offer us, the great opportunity to get to know ourselves, know thyself, right? The most powerful thing you can do. And this Sagittarius season is very much about that, getting to know yourself, really letting the inner philosopher come out. What's the meaning of life? What's the meaning of your life, this gift of a life? So Sagittarius energy, or the archetype of a Sagittarius, or if you're a Sagittarius sun, moon, or rising, you may relate to this. The philosophers, the teachers, the perennial students, the adventurers, the truth speakers, for sure. Sagittarians can be kind of blunt with speaking the truth. Why doesn't everybody speak the truth? They call it like they see it. They're very honest and very real and very free spirited. They want to travel the world, learn about different cultures, and always curious about expanding their philosophy. And what else do I want to say about Sagittarius? I love Sagittarius energy. I have my Venus and Mars in Sag, so I can relate to this as well. Definitely on the go. They love, the energy is about just let's go, let's do, let's play, let's expand. Sagittarius is connected to Jupiter, the largest planet in our solar system. And that gives you a clue. Sagittarius is a very expansive energy, very don't limit me. Let me just be free. Be free to explore all the possibilities there are to explore in the world, in the universe, through our minds, through actual trips and adventures. But the philosopher of Sagittarius, and this is, when I'm talking about the archetypal expression, it's kind of the energy we get to play with from, but it went in on November 27th or 21st, November 21st to, it's going to go all the way to December 21st. So, and then with the new moon in Sagittarius, it's an invitation for new beginnings with partnering with Sagittarius, playful, the sky's the limit. Let's take that grand adventure, right? So that's all I'll say about, the archetype, but I'll weave more in just a moment. I wanted to talk about the other things happening in the cosmos with that you may be noticing. Everyone tends to know now when we're in a Mercury retrograde. So we are. Do you notice it? And Mercury retrogrades are beautiful opportunities. Yeah, the computer stuff gets wonky and, maybe things are delayed and the communication is, what you're speaking or texting. This is why during Mercury retrograde, I always say, don't text. If you can, do a voice text or call the person because things get lost in translation at this time. You think you send the best intention with your communication and it doesn't land the way you hoped, or maybe you did a verbal text and one of the words you didn't check it, you didn't double check, got sent out and it was very triggering or something. So Mercury retrograde is a gift to slow down a little bit, to pause, reflect, all the RE words, review, reconsider. So that went into retrograde. Mercury went into retrograde on November 25th, and it'll be there until December 15th. And I believe that's the full moon in Gemini. So that's kind of interesting. So, and then we also have Mars will be going into retrograde on December 6th. That will remain in retrograde until February 23rd. And there are also, I think five planets will be retrograde during this lunation. Saturn just went direct, which is now, what were we learning from June 29th to November 15th? Saturn in Pisces reviewing our blinking. I'm in Pisces energy now, very hard to speak it. Our, what we believe, our not faith, it's golly, okay. Can I blame it on Mercury retrograde? No, I can't. I'm going to blame it on a very well celebrated Thanksgiving and kind of, a lot of fun. Anyway, Pisces energy is intuitive, creative. It is spirituality. It's the mystical sign, right? So we might have been looking where we were kind of needed to have some more structure for our faith walk and what we I keep wanting to say believe, but that's more Sagittarius. Pisces is more what we feel into the divine union. So we might have reviewed that, and now we're having some structure. Now we can put structure in for really grounding in now what holds us mystically. I think that's it. There we go. Sometimes it takes a while for me to kind of churn it around, and then here it is. So, I try to do these from an intuitive lens. I know some people like factual, and then this, and then that, and then the other. That's not how I flow. And so hopefully when I flow and get into flow, I'm speaking something that really speaks to you. Speaking of flow, this new moon is offering a lot of flow, but with structure. And I'm going to say more about that in a moment. But okay, so then Neptune is in retrograde. And then the big shift that we all collectively are experiencing is that Pluto is now in Aquarius until 2043. It went into Aquarius on November 19th. We had a little taste of Pluto in Aquarius a few times, but now for the next 20 years, collectively, this shift occurs, individually where it's happening in your natal chart, which house is Aquarius in your chart. That's where Pluto is going to be doing a huge remodel in your life. It's, Pluto is all about transformation and rebirth. It'll take you down into those nooks and crannies of your shadow, of the shadow experience and the underworld and places you have not looked, that you've denied, suppressed, repressed. And it's like a deconstruction for reconstruction is how we speak up Pluto. Not in a bad thing. When I'm sharing what I'm sharing, it's all like, again, I always think it is like the weather, astrological weather. There's nothing bad. This is transformational opportunities. This is evolving to higher possibilities individually and collectively. So Pluto, where Pluto is in your chart and the sign it's in, like collectively, Pluto and Aquarius is about, yeah, let's break through innovative ways that serves humanity in greater ways, right? And power to the people. and in your chart, it wants to free you, wants to liberate you is the word we think about with Aquarius. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about those, those other players in this lunation cycle, because when we think about Sagittarius, we think about, especially, it's a fire sign, it's a mutable sign, and it's really this expansive, let's go energy, right? It's, do you know any Sagittarius? I was trying to think of some people that I know, but I'll tell you who keeps coming to mind. Jon Stewart from The Daily Show, he's a Sagittarius. He's very much a truth teller. He's silly, he's fun, he's honest, right? And he's going to tell it like it is. And who else? Sagittarius. Why don't you, if you know of any Sagittarius people in the public lens, an actor or singer, I'm trying to think, I'm blanking, but put them in the comments, because here's how we learn. Oh, we notice similar traits, characteristics, and a way of being, how we navigate the world, or how they navigate the world. And then that tells us how we get to navigate this time of Sagittarius season, and how we get to lean into the new moon. Now back to your natal chart. And if you don't know your natal chart and you want to know, I will say that I am offering still for a little while, when time allows, a 20-minute free consultation. And that could be talking about transformational possibilities, soul work, or a quick peek at your chart. So I will put my website in the description box, or details. I always get that confused, but whatever. Look below. My website will be there, as well as, which is victoriajazwick.com, and also my email, thesoulnurturer@gmail.com. You can reach me there. Okay, so let's talk about the feeling of this new moon. And since I'm recording this so close to the new moon, while you're watching this video, you may be already noticing that. Yes, I'm kind of feeling like a call to reignite my light, to reignite all of my dreams, because this is, like I was saying, go, 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 Sagittarius. Just hop in the car and take that next adventure, just kind of roam around the world, let's go. Because there is a square to Saturn in this lunation cycle, and Mercury retrograde, it's like, it feels almost like manic energy, like big expansion to, how will I do that? I really want to go now, but I can't. This like expanding to the possibility and then contracting into the doubt and the fear, which is the human experience, right? And we need that. We need fear and doubt as checkpoints. We don't live there. We visit and say, is this apply anywhere, and do I need to pay attention? And with Saturn square this lunation cycle, yes, we need to double check. With Mercury retrograde, we need to triple check, and we need to ground our visions into reality, right? So what else is going on? Oh, and also we have Mercury opposite Jupiter. So this is that kind of manic feeling. Mercury opposite Jupiter, which is connected to Sagittarius, right? And Mercury is like going to look for the details, and it's interesting because Mercury is in Sagittarius. An honest look is what I keep feeling. It's an honest look at your life, an honest look at your limitations, an honest look at where you've held yourself back, an honest look at where you haven't planned accordingly for your grand adventure of life. I know that's been hitting me here and there, just saying where I haven't planned in ways that would have allowed me to be in a different place, right? Um, so it's this feeling of just really getting excited and then, oh no, and I'm going to talk about more. I'm going to give you some tips on how to work with that. Okay. So this new moon in Sagittarius, let's get to the basics, is happening on November 30th at 10:21 p.m. Pacific time, but adjust accordingly. Yeah, because the interesting thing about Pacific time and in the West Coast in particular, this um, new moon is the second new moon of November, which is called a black moon. And so if you're in another time zone and it's happening on December 1st, you don't have the second new moon, you're having the first new moon of the month. You will have a black moon. I believe there's another new moon that will be happening at the end of December. So, I mean, what does that mean? It's just one of those things that sometimes people like, oh, it's a black moon and this. I think it's just very practically. I have a Capricorn rising, so I don't do the woo woo. I do the woo. I just like, okay, I don't know that to be true, but here's what I do know. And that two new moons in 1 month, what is that? What's a new moon? New moons are invitations to new beginnings, to relook, to say, I want a fresh start. So we get 2 of those this month if you live in the Pacific, on Pacific time. So, yeah, so it's like, what on the new moon, the first of the month, it was literally on the first, what intentions did you set? Where are you now getting to review, because we're in Mercury retrograde, review, reassess, replan, reestablish, reconsider, so that you can really tether into the possibility of a new beginning. And this new beginning, I like to look at from the new moon in the sign, new moon in Sag, until the next full moon. So that's the 6-month cycle. I like to look at that. Some people do 2 weeks, like new moon to full moon. But setting the intentions now, it's like another opportunity, a new empowered opportunity to really claim your new beginning. That's what it feels like. So what we may notice with this, remember, you're the expert of you. I'm just offering some intuitive possibilities. But here's what it feels like. Truth-telling time. Are there any, I know for me, I feel like I have some cleanup conversations to have. And to practice compassionate communication, nonviolent communication, and speak your truth and allow other people to speak their truth. But I feel what I really felt into this lunation cycle initially, it was all about, especially in the feminine, especially women, for how much we've been conditioned to be people pleasers, to play nice, and to not ruffle any feathers, to be the kind person, the nice person. I like the distinction between kind and nice. Playing nice is, oh no, I can't say that. Kind is, I'm kind to myself and I'm kind to my soul, and I'll speak in a kind way, but I must speak my truth. So where have you been? Just, I don't want to talk about it. I just don't want to go there. I don't want to say what I need to say. I think this new moon, I believe this new moon is going to invite you to reconsider that and come up with a plan of action that allows you to speak your truth. Okay. It's a time to expand out of limiting beliefs and patterns. That Jupiterian Sagittarius wants to just go, wait, let's look at other perspectives here, other possibilities. You're just looking at one stuck perspective, right? And I know, especially with the election in LA and in the United States, we certainly have a lot to learn from one another. And it's hard because, there's definitely, the division has been about, we all believe we're just right with our own way of seeing. So we need to bring some curiosity. Sagittarius can be, I meant to say this in the archetypal expression, Sagittarius energy can be righteous. It can be like, no, this is the only way. This is the only one way. So we're really at a time where in division in particular, not just in the US, but in this, in transformational waters. If you watch my videos on my channel, I talk about when the river meets the ocean, there's chaos there, right? And it's all water. It's the water flowing. And when it hits the ocean, it's choppy there. It's not flowing. That's what I feel like division is. Like we forget we are the same, and our values may be the same, but we're trying to get to our values being met in a unique way. And this is going to be, especially with the Pluto and Aquarius now, more about maybe we are trying for the same thing, but we're doing it in vastly different ways. Let's figure other new ways out. So I think this new moon brings new possibilities for how you're flowing or not flowing in your life, and where are you limiting yourself with your own thoughts, and where are you still conditioned in a way of being that you think you know the truth, but you haven't questioned it. Sagittarius both likes truth, but it doesn't necessarily always question it. And I want to say this with every sign, there are these, the lower vibration, if you will, and then the higher possibility. We evolve through to the higher possibility. That's what we're here to do. So the higher possibility of Sagittarius is to constantly question, why do I believe that? And this is what we're invited to right now. Where did I learn that? Was it someone told me that? Somebody saw something on TikTok? How do I know that to be true in my soul and my being aligned with my values? How do I know? How do I feel into that? How do I expand into the higher perspective? So yeah, and especially with Mercury retrograde, we may be reviewing our personal choices, reviewing where we talked ourselves out of our possibilities. I think that's really big. Reviewing our stories, reviewing how we came to narrate our personal journey and this life unfolding. Okay, so kind of moving out of conditioning to find our true selves and our truth and ways that we've held ourselves back. This was really important. I was feeling into this as well. This has been an echoing theme I've been feeling. So tell me if it applies to you. It's about, this new moon brings to awareness how much we've tolerated that we should never have tolerated. That's also connected to not knowing our own inner truth, our own inner wisdom, trusting our intuition to guide us, to be the guide on our exploration of our world, of our lives. But tolerating, that word, I'm curious if it lands with you. What have you been tolerating in your life that you should not be tolerating because you're stuck in a limiting perspective, scarcity thinking? There's only this one way, this one person, this one job, this one opportunity. So are you tolerating less than your soul desires? This new moon is wanting to invite you back to dancing with your soul. Am I going through puberty? Dancing with your soul possibilities. It's funny that my throat kind of, when it does that, it catches like that. I know there's some place for me to look, but it's also more reassurance that I'm saying something that somebody needs to hear. Okay. So this is about liberating ourselves and taking a new adventure that expands our true nature and allows us to dance with our authentic soul calls. Okay. I was thinking about this too. I've been hearing from a lot of clients and myself, hearing from my own self. I'm so grateful that my joy is back. I wanted to talk about that too, expansion of joy. Some of us felt a little knocked down by the election results. And the first thing that helped me rise back up is don't let anybody take your joy. Sagittarius new moon and Sagittarius season is an invitation to expand your joy, to revel in the things that bring you joy. Because when we follow our joy, we are back on purpose and going towards our mission. And we're also generating that light. We're igniting our soul fire and shining brighter. So follow your joy. Let your joy expand. But what I was saying, though, this feeling exhausted and tired. I hear that a lot. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. So exhausted. Yes, me too. But the joy has brought me buoyancy to rise back up. I'm grateful for that. But also I was connecting it to, it takes a lot of energy to suppress your truth. It takes a lot of energy to kind of deny what you know, and it takes a lot of energy to pull your authentic voice and your light back. I'm feeling this image of, holding a beach ball underwater. It takes a lot of energy, but eventually, it will get loose and it'll break free. So we may be noticing, so I would say practice your truth telling, because that beach ball might pop up unexpectedly. That thing you've been wanting to say, but you didn't know how to say, just comes out like very blunt and sharp, and it's your truth, but maybe it doesn't land because people are like, whoa, that was a lot of truth telling. So I would invite you to consider practicing with safe people, telling your truth, practicing a new script, if you will, of how you communicate that's authentic to your soul. Okay. All right. Because you're going to need to pull this energy back, like allow that flow of expression of truth telling, because you need this energy to help you journey forward to what is still possible for you. Okay. Another theme of this new moon in Sagittarius is, have you learned the lessons that you were meant to learn? Kind of like the Pema Chodron quote, nothing goes away until we've learned what it's wanting to teach us. I know we're so tired of our lessons, right? But Saturn is here. And so Saturn is kind of like the gatekeeper that's not going to let this expansive energy flow forward until we've learned what we needed to learn in the past and put it into good use and a practical, responsible plan of care, a responsible, practical plan of action. And Sagittarius doesn't like that, doesn't like to be corralled. It wants to, I always think of the horse with Sagittarius, just wants to run free, just wants to go. But maybe there are no paths forward right now, and so the energy can't flow. So Saturn there is saying, I want to help you learn from the past, create new structures for the present moment that'll let you flow forward towards all those Sagittarius adventures, right? Okay, so we are, I already said this, but I'm going to repeat it. We are expanding out of limited places, ways of beings, our beliefs. We're really needing to check that, double check, review. It's really, we think about new moons as kind of like preparing to go, but it's really, especially in the northern hemisphere, we're in and moving towards winter, and it's an inner time of reflection more. I know you want to just go and play Sagittarius energy, but it's a good time to vision for those adventures where you want to literally travel to and where you need to travel in your own mind to break you free. So looking at your beliefs, questioning, why do you believe what you believe? I always say to my clients, in the middle of the word belief, there is a word. What is it? Most people say live. It's not. It's lie. We're looking for the lies of our minds that have kept us trapped in a way of being that isn't allowing our soul to expand. Okay. So, quite simply, old beliefs will not take you to new adventures. Okay. So if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, that old saying, if you keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, it's not going to work. So the perpetual, just doing the same thing out of conditioning, mostly, remember, we operate 95% out of our subconscious mind. And if you're stuck and you keep doing the same thing over and over again, you need someone like me, a transformational hypnotherapist, that can help you rescript your subconscious mind in a supportive, empowered way that allows you to be in the world as you desire to be. And to be, I always say, prepared to receive your blessings, okay? All right, so that's the first adventure you need to take. Sagittarius season is to take the adventure into your mind and move out of the old experiences, the old limited spaces in your mind, those old familiar neighborhoods where you learned your conditioning, where you learned your limitation, where you learned to play small, and expand into what I call as the new neighborhood or the new grand adventure. So, and again, with Mercury retrograde, it's a good time to review where you felt stuck and where, this is really important, where you've put your dreams on a shelf. Like, I'll get to that another time. I'm not going to think about that now. It's okay. Maybe God will deliver it automatically. You know, we go into Sagittarius can be very magical thinking too. It'll work out. It's all going to be fine. Not with Saturn here. Saturn's like, no. Even though you want to go rendezvous because Mars is in Leo, there's a trine. There's a lot of fire. There's a fire trine. And so that, and where there are trines, I think there's a few. I think there's one in air and water. Trines are fluid energy. There's flow, that's flow and go, right? But not with Saturn and not during Mercury retrograde, and Mars will be going retrograde too. It's more of a feel, expand into the possibilities, and then make your plan. Make your plan, make your plan. Keep saying that. But with this retrograde, the gift of retrogrades is, I call them resets. You know, and I'll get to that in a moment. But what dreams did you put on the shelf? Or just kind of tuck away and just, I'm not going to think about it. Let me tell you what, as a woman who is saging now, we're all aging, but when you get to a certain age, I call it saging, moving into my wisdom years, you realize how much, especially as women, we do that. You know, everybody else, make sure everybody else is okay. And, oh, wow, I forgot about that dream. I forgot about myself. And at a certain point, at a certain age, you know, I do believe we can always recreate possibilities for something we want, but there are some things you dream about that you won't be able to do unless you capture it at a certain time. So I just say that because I know I had to deal with a lot of regrets in my own life. Like, oh, why did I not do that? Well, why? Because I was stuck in being a people pleaser, because I was so conditioned to make sure everybody else was okay before I was, right? So think about what you denied yourself that was something you dreamed about, and create a practical, doable plan. Like, be the parent to your own soul potential. I think Sagittarius is very childlike, you know, the eternal child, and playful. So parent that potential. Like if you had a daughter that wanted to be a dancer, you put her in dance class. What does your potential want you to take care of and nurture and parent, right? All right. So and then I wanted to say this. It's time for you to get your butt out of the way. This is a way, it's a playful way that I came up with to help find your limiting beliefs. And that is by saying this. This is a simple tool to help you. I would do that. I would go after my dreams, but, and then listen, you may journal this, just let it go. What's all your but? You know, I would do that. I would be doing that, but I can't afford it, but I don't, but. And as you follow all of that, you're going to track yourself to the limiting belief. But I can't afford it. And here's the extension of that. I mean, you probably already know what your negative core beliefs are, but we still need to be connecting to them, getting to the root of them so that we can acknowledge that and then plant the new seeds of possibilities that will grow the potential and the opportunities that you're seeking. So if you get to, I can't afford that. So then you say, if I can't afford it, I make that mean about me that I am, right? Not good enough, not capable, not right. You get to those I am beliefs that are negative and limiting, okay? So first you get your butt out of the way, and then you find the limiting belief, and then you reclaim a new belief, okay? So it's a beautiful time to vision, to expand to the highest possibilities of your soul calls, and then again, come back to those doable action steps. And I coined this term, I call it become a vision actionary. Expand into your vision and then come down to earth, come down to the human experience and ask yourself, what are the actions I can take? And then you move your feet towards your vision. And that's what I call a vision actionary. Okay. And my favorite tip to offer you at this time, I touched on it earlier, is I call it reset your regrets. Those are both RE words, right? So it meets the need, whatever's going on in a lunation cycle, whatever planets are in relationship to each other, wherever the moon is and the sign and the sun, all this. And by the way, for those who don't know, a new moon is when the sun and the moon are in conjunction, right? So each player has a need that it wants you to meet to open up the evolutionary potential that it's offering. So Mercury offers you that has a need for you to review all the RE words, to really realize, to recognize where you're off your soul path, where maybe your soul fire has gone dim, where you're low on joy, right? So regrets can pull us down. They can dim our light. And so I say, reset the regrets. So review at this time wherever, and they may just be coming up all over the place, as I think we're in this intensely transformational time is to get us all on board, all of us, right? To our highest potential so we can contribute to the highest unfolding for all of us, right? So you may be already noticing, oh, I wish I hadn't done that, or I wish I did that. I always get one hair that tickles me during these. Okay, got to wrap up. I'm almost to 40 minutes. I got to go. All right, so reset a regret. What are you regretting? And then what's a practical way you can reset that? Now, some things we can't completely reset, but we can, like especially childhood stuff. Like if you had a regret, like you never got to, I don't know, I keep saying dancing, because I feel like Sagittarius is to dance with the universe, to just go and explore and play. So maybe you didn't get to take the dance class that you wanted when you were a kid. Sign up for some. Reset a regret. There are many, I could tell you many examples that I've done this, but think about where you have a regret. Put it in the comments. If you can't come up with your own reset, I'll offer you one, okay? All right, the last thing is, just get this hair out of my face, is to create a vision board with all the things that bring you joy. Put them, like all the things, whether you're doing them now or you want to do them, that you desire to do, put them on a board. Call it your joy board, okay? And that will help you ignite your light, ignite the potential, and then take some plan of action towards doing those things on your board, okay? All right, the last thing I want to say, if you stayed with me all this way, and I thank you for doing so, if you have, I'm not going to limit you. I almost did a limit. We have to watch where we're limiting ourselves and others. I was going to say, if you have not had a session with me, I'm going to open this across the board. Anyone who's watched this video, I'm inviting you to enter into a giveaway, and I'm going to give away a session. Okay, I haven't done one of these for a long time. Here's how you enter. You comment underneath this video. You can comment under any other of my videos. Go watch any of my other videos and write something in the comment that is a takeaway from the video. I will track your comments. I will put your name in a literal hat for each comment you make under a video, and then I will select a winner of a full session with me. When will I do that? Let's do that on the full moon. How about that? That seems far, doesn't it? How about, yeah, let's go to the 15th. I'm just going to do that. December 15th. It'll be your Christmas present, your holiday present, whatever you celebrate. So, and then I'll be adding videos. So any videos in the past and any videos up until the 15th, you can comment under, and for each comment, you get an opportunity to win a session with me. Okay, there it is. All right. I gotta go. I hope there was something in this video that was helpful to you. Remember to pause and reflect and listen to your soul. Listen to the desires of your soul that wants to reignite your potential, your soul fire, and your possibilities. Peace be with you, and always, always stay connected to your soul and your own wisdom. Thanks for being with me. I really appreciate your time. Take good care. Until next time. Bye.